Hello, everybody, and welcome to the campus of Bishop Guertin High School in Nashua, New Hampshire. We are minutes away from tip-off for a quarterfinal playoff game in the ongoing pandemic seasons of 2021. This time, I think we'll get all the way to the finals for one of these teams.
You gotta be, John, all it takes is one email and one phone call for a contact trace. So I wouldn't even go that far.
All right, so no guarantees.
There's no guarantees day to day. Where have you been? Where have you been? You know, that's the way it's been. I mean, Pinkerton Academy, all of a sudden they found out they're out of the tournament. They couldn't compete. So hopefully we'll get through the week. That's what you've got to do with this indoor season, is get through this week. And that's what everybody's going to try to do. Here as Bishop Guertin takes on Nashua North, a team that they beat 62-33 about, I don't know, what was it, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago.
Pretty decisive.
Yeah, it was, but North played them pretty well early on, and they were pretty happy with how they played. So the question I have, John, is can Bishop Guertin play that intense game and that intense first half that we saw on Friday night when they beat Nashua South?
Yeah, they opened up a huge lead and they kept it up 30 at half, up 30 at the end of the game, including, I guess it was 15-16-2 at the end of one. So it was a very decisive win in that first round game. Here they are in the quarterfinals at home, where it's about to get noisy, as we know.
Yeah, it's a good, decent crowd. You see
Tom King, the busiest man in the sports biz locally right now. You just came from another game.
It was my fourth game in 24 hours.
Nice. So, and that was, I assume Campbell beat Prospect Mountain in that game?
By 5.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, Prospect Mountain had an near 8-minute scoreless streak just when they were looking to take the lead. Then they went dry. And
was one of those things where they exhausted themselves on the comeback?
No, I don't think so. No, I think they just, Campbell was really good defensively. They have a lot of length. And I think Prospect Mountain had to shoot from the outside more, and they didn't do that, as their coach said. So Campbell's a good team. They got some height, they got some skill. They play really good defense. They're in Division III. You know, they played a whole season basically playing Division II teams, so that'll be good. Here, these guys all know each other. They've played each other.
Yep.
And now they're going to fight their way out of this. That's the difference between this division and some of the other divisions, where all of a sudden you can see a Division III team, John, all of a sudden playing in their own division for a change, where they hadn't all year long because none of the schools were close, like Campbell had there.
Right.
Like Campbell finds.
Yeah.
But these two teams, they know each other. You know, this is going to be, you know, again, if you're looking for players as the lights are out, look for Olivia Mazarol. She has really raised her game for Nashua North. You know, it's been a really, as a junior, she has played her best basketball these last 2 or 3 weeks. Of course, for Guertin, I mean, Megan Stack, you know, we've got everybody else with that great team. Brooke Paquette, you know, Kaylee McDonald, those, you know, you get those, Olivia Murray, you get those players going, it's tough to stop.
Tom, the winner of this game is going to play the winner of Londonderry Wyndham, which you can actually see going on right over here on the monitor to your right. If you look over beside the stands, the game is actually going on right there live. So we can update you on the final, but it's Londonderry ahead pretty comfortably at last check.
Londonderry Lancer team that has been, you know, kind of on the rise a little bit. So, and Bishop Guertin saw them, I believe, during this season. I think they played.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And so that's late. That game started at 4 o'clock. And there's a.
I think it'll be interesting to see how this Guertin team is able to maneuver around Tori Conrad, the big center for Nashua North. You know, we saw her impact the way other teams have played them all season long. Will it impact the way Guertin plays them? The other thing too is Guertin's press.
Yeah.
Conrad's not a player who could really get around the press. So she's a low post player. So they will have to, you know, it's almost like 4-on-5. They have to get her down the floor and try to get her the ball down the floor to try to break that press.
Yeah, Victoria Conrad, if you don't know, 6'6", a very intimidating presence in the middle. And we have the national anthem coming up here at Bishop Guertin High School.
Remove your hats as we honor America with the play of our national anthem.
And we're ready for basketball here at Bishop Guertin High School. John Collins, along with Tom King, our cameraman Tim O'Neill, our executive producer Pete Johnson is right alongside.
I keep forgetting, you weren't here Friday night. You didn't see the intensity that Guertin had. I forgot about that.
I watched the replay. I saw the.
Very good. Were you amazed? I mean, it was. Just,
I was. Yeah.
There was a white jersey around the ball.
Yeah.
For all 20. Was it 32 minutes?
I think they showed. They showed just what kind of a team they are and can be, not just this season, but for the next two in that game.
Isn't that incredible?
Yes. Great team, you know. And
I looked at John Bourgeois after the game. I said, sophomores.
Sophomores.
And he looked at me and just, no, BG.
Yeah, that too.
You know?
And of course, the Bishop Guertin boys knocked off the North boys on Thursday night, was it? Or is it?
Yes, Thursday night. That was a bittersweet night in terms of watching games because that loss for North meant the end of a great career athletically at Nashua North, and that's Curtis Harris Lopez. He's not going to play a spring sport, so.
As you wrote about.
Yep.
So, yeah, Curtis Harris Lopez, great career. We saw him win a state title in football, of course, with that great football team. Who's going to score first? North had a great look right there, but it goes off the rim and not in. And now the Cardinals lining up their first shot.
Got to take advantage of those looks. You need every single point you can get against this team.
Kelly McDonald on the wing. Will she launch a three? They're moving it around. Brooke Paquette and Kelly McDonald playing some catch on the perimeter as Grace Cardin plays defense on Kelly. There's a bounce pass handoff to Caitlin Wheeler, and she slings it into the side. Wheeler with the return pass, ran out of room, but got fouled underneath the basket. In the process of shooting, she'll go to the line.
Good inside move by Wheeler. You're right, she ran out of room, but she was smart enough to put the ball up and get the whistle.
8-minute quarters in New Hampshire high school girls and boys basketball. We have our first free throws of the game, and it might produce the game's first point.
Yeah, it does. How about that?
And it's Caitlin Wheeler, 1-0 BG on top. And as Tom said, a tremendous start at the expense of South. A few nights ago, they opened up a giant lead in the first quarter, and North does not want to let that happen.
Yeah, they held them scoreless for 7:39. 7:21. It was 39 seconds left when South finally scored a point.
Grace Cardin runs into a double team. They do get the ball down court. A wide open shot. That would have been huge. Loose ball rebound, and it is fought for, but Bishop Guertin comes away with it. Brooke Paquette being bothered by Caitlin Lorendi, baseline. An open three for Katie Wheeler, missed to the left, and it's out of bounds off of a leg of a Titans player. Nope, it was off of BG, they say.
Paquette did a good job to get out of that, John. I thought she was going to dribble herself into the corner, and she, instead of stopping, she kept moving and found an opening and got the ball to McDonald, who had an open look.
Nice decision. Grace Cardin running into double teams every time. Underneath, Grace almost makes it up here on the stage. So the pass intended for Victoria Conrad underneath.
I'm sure we'll get a couple before it's over.
Megan Stack, no shorty herself at 6 feet tall, number 15. matching up with Victoria Conrad rather well on that last play.
Well,
in trouble.
Stack is quicker. That's the difference.
Caitlin Lorendi has the pass batted. Good job at getting it back by Lillian Brooks on the wing.
Conrad can body her out.
And saving it was Victoria Conrad. Nice play. The stop, the pop, and a hit. And it's tied at 2. Kind of helter-skelter offense, but it works in the end for North to get 2 points. Somebody who hasn't touched the ball for North yet, Olivia Mazarol, who Tom talked about. There's a block Conrad. By Victoria Conrad.
Yep, there it is.
I'm sure Megan Stack doesn't get too many of her shots blocked.
See, Guertin had to approach this game totally differently with Conrad. She changes all the game plans.
On the wing, nearly a steal. Caitlin Lorendi, nice try, and the answer by Brooke Paquette.
That's the game plan. Outside, and then that'll open up the inside. Draw her out a little bit.
That was a perfect teardrop in the center of the cylinder, and it's a 5-2 lead. Bounce pass, Olivia Mazarol's first touches, 2.
Well, that was a great pass by Lorendi, give and go.
Lorendi with the assist, and Olivia Mazarol with the sweet kiss off the glass, and it's a 5-4 1-point game. A better start to this one for North, certainly, than what South had.
No kidding.
Underneath, good job of defense by Victoria Conrad, and Stack loses the handle. North with it. Lillian Brooks, Grace Carden sees the seam. She stops, she pops, she hits.
Oh, it's a nice move by Carden.
And it's a 6-5 North lead here in the first quarter.
Nice move by Carden. She stopped and hesitated and got the open look. North is getting some open looks.
We have a foul before the shot against Caitlin Lorendi.
Like you say, in the NBA, that would have counted, right?
Yeah. Continuation, they would have got it. There is a feeling of determination.
Carden played a good game at Keene. She was one of their top 2 scorers.
Going over the top, Stack's shot was altered by Victoria Conrad, and it's going to be a foul called against the Titans in the act of shooting, apparently. Caitlin Wheeler goes to the line. Caitlin's been there already and hit her free throws, so chance to stay perfect after 2 for 2 the first time. And there she goes. Checking into the game for the first time is Motita Rana.
Now, we haven't seen BG's pressure much in this game.
Well, the Titans have negated it. They've kind of...
They've hit their shots. And
here it comes. And they've been able to get the ball down pretty well.
And they spread out. It's a good job.
Grace Carden took contact, and that they could have called 2 fouls in that play.
Here's the thing. This is 3 official game now.
That's right.
So you may get away with things in a 2 official game with a press that you're not going to get away with in a 3 official game.
Absolutely. For the most part, you do see an increase in whistles with the 3 officials. There's a clean stack by Brooke Paquette, and she's going to fast break layup drill for 2.
Yeah.
Brooke Paquette with heads-up defense, timeout called by Kurt Dutilli.
Yeah, he saw something he didn't like. He saw the turnover, but he also saw the press from BG. He does not want to have what happened to South happen to him, I'm sure. So
absolutely, it's clear because it's only a 1-score game still, but just because he saw something, he wants to correct it early. 9-6, BG advantage. Less than halfway through the first quarter of this quarterfinal game. The semis to be played, Tom, at Sanborn. Up 111 from here, not too far.
Yeah.
Stay on 111.
Could be worse.
Take a left at Sanborn and you're there. Could be worse, you're right.
But the area has 3 hockey teams in semifinals: BG, Merrimack, and Hollis Brookline Dairyfield, all in different divisions. So that'll also take place on Wednesday. It's got a boys basketball team in the semis, Bishop Guertin.
So North, congratulations for beating Keene to get here. BG knocked off South. Was that game at Keene?
Yes, it was.
Wow, see, they had to travel.
3 area teams had to go to Keene 3 straight nights. North Hockey, Alvin boys basketball, and North girls basketball. And they all came away winners.
Congrats. Maisie Barker knocked it out of bounds. A good poke check defense by number 2.
Well, the North is doing a good job of surviving this pressure.
They were prepared for it, it appears. Natalie Burgess baseline just barely stays in bounds, but Olivia Mazurel got a little bit surprised by the velocity.
That's the one thing you can't do. You can't have unforced errors against Guertin. You know?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There was no defensive play that forced that.
It's hard enough to beat Bishop Guertin without beating yourself.
Right.
And that is a no-no. Quick movement, inside it goes. Megan Stack, outside, Katie Wheeler, baseline. Bounce pass, Stack with the return play. Beautifully done by the BG
Stack
offense.
is able to move without the ball. She does a great job, but guess why? Who's not in the middle right now? Conrad
Victoria
is out of the game.
Conrad. They took
So while that happens, you got to take advantage of it.
Wheeler, Mazurel, baseline, nice drive. Can't get the touch, the putback is over. Caitlin Wheeler keeping that pivot foot down, but she has the ball ripped away. Jump ball, possession arrow, BG. That was a tough task for Caitlin Wheeler in the land of the Giants there, trying to, Caitlin Lorendi, excuse me, trying to keep her pivot foot down, and people were grabbing at the ball. Brooke Paquette slings it to her left. Number 34 is Maddie Bowen for Bishop Guertin. Inside, good pass, Brooke Paquette. The turnaround is in. Megan Stack.
You know, there's no surprise why they're doing this.
They're making hay while the sun shines, namely no Victoria Conrad in the game.
They're on an 8-0 run right now.
Olivia Mazurel to the trailer, Lorendi, but she's got Brooke Paquette right on her. She goes to the right, tries to feed it through traffic. Can't get it to Natalie Burgess, but Titans steal it back.
Ooh.
Got away with a travel there, I think, Tom.
Got away with a travel, but Guertin gets a steal.
Mazzy Barker down court. What do we have? A foul on the floor.
Guertin will push the pace as much as they can.
Just under 3 minutes to go in the Londonderry-Wyndham game.
You got better eyes than I do. I can't see a thing over there except somebody's got 25 points.
They're up 12, yeah. Londonderry's up 12 in
37-25?
the fourth, 38-26.
38-26, okay. And that game is at Wyndham, I think, isn't it? Or is it at Londonderry? Is that
It
Londonderry?
is at Londonderry,
Okay.
yeah.
Wrong at all.
Underneath, off the glass, no
Okay.
good. Grace Carden rebound. Megan Stack missing her spot on the backboard, it looked like, with that shot from a tough angle. Caitlin Lorendi with Mazzy Barker all over her, sliding across the midcourt line. Olivia Mazurel juggles it a bit. In the corner, Carden immediately smothered by Maddie Bowen. Carden with the left-handed runner gets blocked, and they're
going to
say.
She got away with the travel as well. I thought that's what the whistle was going to be for.
So Maddie Bowen get called for the foul. 13-6. North can score here.
That's just it. When Guertin took that 7-6 lead and made it 9-6, you wondered, okay, are the Titans ever going to get the lead back again?
And we're still wondering as they throw it away again.
They may not if this continues like this.
Bishop Guertin picking up some cues from their coach, Brad Crick, as they go by him on the sideline. Megan Stack with the ball up high. Guarded by Natalie Burgess. Katie Wheeler's going to take an open three. Bangs it off the rim. Offensive rebound by Maddie Bowen. She got 2 shots at it. She made the second.
Again, there's no Conrad to get the rebound. And that was McDonald, who I believe who took that 3.
And as you said her name, Victoria Conrad gets up and goes to the scorer's table.
Yep.
A steal by Bishop Guertin. They are continuing their offensive domination here since Victoria Conrad left the game.
Yeah, they go Stack with a hook shot.
Stack backing Burgess in, but Natalie Burgess with the block.
Good defensive play. That looked like a classic. Lorendi.
Caitlin Lorendi takes advantage of the openings.
Yeah, she's going to take that shot. You give Lorendi that opening, she will hit it.
A good stop and a good make for North as they interrupt the Bishop Guertin run. Stack backing Burgess in, almost threw it away. Maddie Bowen with a nice catch like the tight end on the back of the end zone. Travel though, called against Olivia Murray.
The block by Burgess, the reason that happened was Stack's, I don't want to say refusal, but she didn't take a hook. That was a classic move for a hook shot. Classic position.
She kind of presented the ball to Burgess and she slapped
back to
it.
the basket. She went to her left forward instead of just taking a hook shot away from her.
You're right.
And who uses the hook shot anymore?
Well, yeah.
I'm not talking about a sky hook.
I'm trying to think. Conrad. There is a player that.
Look at that. Conrad wide open underneath. That's not what Brad Creek wants to see, and all of a sudden now it's a 15-10 game.
An open three from the corner, left it short. BG crashed the boards, but Victoria Conrad grabs it away from everybody. Elizabeth Mazerol trying to beat the field down court, left the layup short. Victoria Conrad, great hustle, almost stole it back, but the Cardinals down court.
See that reach by Conrad? She almost was able to just grab the ball back.
I tell you what, Victoria Conrad
makes a difference.
She's bringing her best intensity that I have seen in her game to this one.
Right.
And
Jump ball, the arrow is going to be this way.
Victoria Conrad is in her best shape of the season.
Well, that's the thing. She's got to do it for 4 quarters.
She's got to do it for a while. You're right.
And I believe that's why they rested her right there.
Yeah. These masks don't do any players a favor either when they're trying to get some oxygen.
Right.
Caitlin Lorendi over midcourt.
That's why teams with depth have the best advantage.
True. Lorendi lost the handle, but they'll say that Mazzy Barker knocked it out of her hand. Good non-call, and it's still Titan basketball. Just 4 seconds. 4.1 remains in the first quarter. And it's only a 5-point game. Conrad gets it. She shoots it. She hits it. As time expires, North makes it a 1-score game.
She was jumping up and up and up, trying to get the inbounds pass attention. And, saying this is the play.
She got your attention.
Yeah, I was watching the whole time,
Yeah. Why wouldn't you throw it to her, right?
Why wouldn't you throw it to her? Because she knew the stack was out of the game at that point, and she had the advantage.
Absolutely.
So it's a little bit of a chess game, but Conrad making her presence felt in the last 2 minutes.
And you know what else was heartening for North about that shot, Tom, is that it went in. Remember how many gimme shots North missed the last game we played?
Well, anytime we saw them this year. We saw them twice against South. We saw them against Merrimack. They were missing easy shots.
From that close.
Right.
Yeah, and that was a big make.
And Kurt Dutilli kept telling them, they will eventually fall. Stay with the plan, and that's what they're doing.
Good advice. 15-12 as we go to the second quarter. We have a basketball game. Checking in on the other game, it is tightened up considerably, but is it over? 38-34 final? It's 1 minute left. There's 1 minute left. It was hard to see on the monitor.
Got yourself a game.
4 points. The guests from Wyndham trail Londonderry by 4 points in the other quarterfinal. The winner of this game, Bishop Guertin hosting North, will play the winner of that game, still to be determined. BG with the ball to start the second quarter, driving lay-in, beautifully done by Kaylee McDonald. She got a seam right down the left part of the lane as we look at it, and made a nice play. Off the glass and in. Victoria Conrad couldn't receive that cleanly, and the loose ball scooped up by Olivia Murray. Timeout, North. Oh, they had it down to a 1-score game, and then you blink, and BG's up 7. 2 quick baskets with just a half minute gone here in the second quarter. There are so many teams we have seen struggle to score points this season on Nashua TV. The Bishop Guertin girls basketball team is not one of them. They can put up points in a hurry. A team laden with sophomores. Meanwhile, the Titans seniors battling to not play their last game of their high school careers tonight. Caitlin Lorendi, Samantha Canto, Lillian Brooks, and Victoria Conrad.
Well, I thought it was interesting, that South had been the team that had held them to the fewest points all year,
Yeah. And we have a foul. Lillian Brooks, who was just one more stumble away from getting called for traveling, was tripped according to the officials. And non-shooting foul. So North trying to cut into a 7-point deficit, 19-12. Motita Rana with it. Baseline, runs into a double team. Victoria Conrad with a catch and shoot, and it didn't go in. It looked like a great shot off the glass. Long rebound, Victoria with the rebound. Grace Carden finds the wide open Natalie Burgess off the glass, no good. Victoria Conrad keeps it alive. She puts it up twice, doesn't go in. That would have been a great make for the North Center.
That was the old situation we see with North, right?
Yeah, you're right. Victoria did a great job of like backing up her teammate there on the misses, but then she couldn't get it to
Rainbow
go.
3 attempt.
Way over everything, but Katie Wheeler was the recipient of the high bounce. Driving to her left, Olivia Murray loses it. Grace Guertin, with two defenders to worry about, stops at the line, misses, and here comes Katie Wheeler. They kick it outside. The shot for 3, no good. That was Olivia Murray on the outside. Wasn't really set before she let that go.
Well, I'll tell you what's going on here, John. Is Nashua North is negating the press/transition game of BG. And they're doing a good job of it because they're making their shots down here at the end with normally.
Wide open from the corner, Mazzy Barker for 3, and that's a big make.
That is a big make, and now all of a sudden it's a 10-point game.
22-12, and Bishop Guertin's potent offense rears its head here in the second quarter. Olivia Mazarol gets tripped. They let him play. All 3 officials say no foul. And what do we have? Traveling called against the Titans, who cannot be happy with all 3 officials that they let that go, but I guess it was just hand on ball.
John, I saw a Campbell kid just get tossed to the ground today. I saw it in clear view. 3 officials at the game. Small gym. It's not a huge gym. No call. Uh-oh. Whoa.
Great poke
Nice
check defense by Lillian Brooks. Can she get it back? Oh, she actually
but yeah, you know what,
ended up trying to wrestle Katie Wheeler.
What, I love that. Beat them at their own game, and that's what Brooks tried to do.
Certainly did. How many
beat
steals do we see BG get like that a game?
Yeah, exactly. Beat them at their own game, and you got to give Brooks a lot of credit. You love that.
So Victoria Conrad, who played with the intensity of a Stanley Cup hockey shift, was over there breathing heavily as she got substituted for.
Kurt D'Attilio's got to really watch all that.
There's a shot from way downtown. Katie Wheeler, deadly from outside.
That was McDonald again, wasn't it? She's 24?
24 is, Kaylee McDonald.
Yeah, Kaylee McDonald's 24.
Yes, Kaylee McDonald. Beautiful shot, and it was hard to see how she was going to get enough on it from how far away she was. And
she was wide open, John. That's how she was going to get enough on it. And that's the thing. They got players who are wide open.
Brooke Paquette trying to make one from a tough angle.
Paquette wasn't wide open. She should have continued her dribble all the way in.
Changing direction, Caitlin Lorendi has some room near side. Takes it all the way toward the baseline. Olivia Mazarol does a good job of corralling that before it was over and back. And we have a foul call.
Stack, and you know what? That's the kind of foul you don't want to see Stack get, where she's way, way out from the basket.
Yeah, for a lack of a better term, a cheap foul. There's no purpose to it.
A reach-in foul, no reason for it. And if she has 2, I don't know if she has 2 or not.
Trying to back Brooke Paquette up a little bit.
Remember the cardinal rule.
Yeah.
2 fouls and you sit for the rest of the half.
Cardinal rule.
Yep.
Bishop
In the
Guertin
first
Cardinals.
half, and in the game against Bedford, that really hurt them. Stack had to sit, and Bedford was killing them inside to a 20-point lead.
Lorendi inside. Motita Rana does a good job of saving it, but Brooke Paquette knew exactly where that pass was going as she drives down court, flings it off the glass and in. Caitlin Wheeler.
Turnover transition. That's what you call it. And all of a sudden, a 15-12 game is now 26-12 as North is in a dry spell, and this is where Guertin causes the separation.
Olivia Mazarol baseline uncontested, but she left it short, off the glass and in. The putback by Natalie Burgess.
Hey, and Brad Creek is wondering why Stack didn't get that rebound.
Nice cutter underneath, but doesn't go for Caitlin Wheeler, and now North has it.
Sometimes you can move a little too fast, and that's what happened on that play.
Megan Stack got her long reach on that one, knocked it into the stands.
Now that's where the 3 officials rule came in. Because normally you would have 1 official over here like you have 1 official over to our left. Instead you had 2 on the same side. One didn't see the play properly, the other one did and said it's Guertin's ball.
Left wide open, Hannah Lynch took the shot, grazed the glass, no good. BG gets it back, Brooke Paquette to the basket for 2.
That's the move. Yep.
Bedford up 22-12 in the second quarter. And the final, Londonderry does defeat Wyndham by 5 points, 39-34, to advance to play the winner of this game. Timeout on the court.
Yeah, this game needed a timeout. That pace is fast. This pace is fast and furious.
Yeah, I was exhausted.
I know, exactly.
I need a break. Tom, in watching you and Jason work the 2 games there, South and
South Guertin and BG Boys versus
BG
North.
Boys North, I stumbled into a 6,000 view Nashua TV game that you and I did on January 27 of 2017, the Skylar Boykin game, where he won it with 5 seconds left. Richie Mercado had hit a clutch free throw to tie the game.
And Boykin took it all the way down the floor and hit it, right?
Yes.
And you and I were trying to say, and I said, no, he's not going to take it. It's going to be somebody else. And you said, no, Boykin, and you were right.
See, you have such a good memory.
Yeah.
Really. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And I let you call it because I was almost incredulous.
It was an incredible game.
It was
great fun.
And that's so different. That gym was packed, and it was so noisy.
John,
and it
you
was
would have
people.
seen that atmosphere for a lot of these games. But you know what? North and BG probably would have been Final Four teams this year.
How
and
about
not
that?
played in the quarterfinals. They would have played the semifinals.
Yeah, how about
because
that?
you spread all these matchups.
Sure.
New Hampshire doesn't do sectional tournaments normally, but they are this year because of COVID.
Yeah. 3:49 remains in the first half. Victoria Conrad is back out there for the Titans. Olivia Mazarol driving, tried to get it to Victoria. She got a hand on it, and Caitlin Lorendi keeps it alive. Inside, a little bit too much mustard on that pass, and Bishop Guertin's going to come back the other way.
Conrad.
Driving off the glass and in, and she'll go to the line. Olivia Murray.
I like that. But you know why she was able to do that? She beat Conrad down the floor, and that's why. Murray with a big layup, and North has dug that scoreless stretch, dug a hole for them. It was a scoreless stretch of just about 5 minutes.
So Olivia Murray, and we do have a feed of that Concord-Bedford game, which is in another bracket. Bedford with the commanding 28-12 lead.
I just think it's going to be Bedford and BG in the finals. However, I'll tell you what.
Destined to meet
I'll tell you
Exeter?
something. Yeah, I'll tell you something the next time out that's not going to happen in a finals that I thought would.
Caitlin Lorendi.
And I'll tell you about that next time out.
It's a deal. Brooke Paquette defending her, and getting in the middle was Caitlin Wheeler-Whistle.
Oh, double dribble. That's the way. That's all right. Because Brad Creek says that's going to happen, right? What he loved, the turnover. He loved the steal.
Yeah, he did.
The defensive pressure.
Yeah.
It's all about defense. It's been that way ever since he took this job.
Scoring points off of the defense.
Yep.
As Grace Carden loses it off her ankle.
Yeah, again, an unforced error right there.
3:07 to go, first half, and BG has doubled up on the Titans just that quickly. 31-14. Driving, Murray. Oh, uncontested. Olivia Murray's had a couple of lay-ins in a row. Victoria gets rid of it, but Megan Stack anticipated the pass intended for Olivia Mazarol. A wide open shot from the corner. Maddie Bowen doesn't go. A fortuitous rebound, Hannah Lynch. Megan Stack flings it. Caitlin Wheeler gives it up to Brooke Paquette.
She's going to take it in.
Drives, puts it up, drew the foul.
Yeah, but that was good defense by Lorendi. Lorendi did not give her a clear edge to the basket, and that was good defense. Either way, you take the foul, you make her hit the free throws. So what we thought would happen in girls hockey was, I figured one region versus two, region 3 versus region 4.
Yep.
Not the way.
Off to the left on the shot.
They did it out of a hat for all the hockey. So they did it one time and said it would be that way for all the hockey divisions, including the girls. They drew the regions out of a hat. 1 plays 3, 2 plays 4. Bishop Guertin in Region 2, Hanover in Region 4. They will play in the semifinals tomorrow night, not the finals. Now, I said, how can you do that? You're taking the 2 best teams and put it, but St. Thomas will have something to say about that because they went undefeated this year as well. So they may, they're one of the other regions. So maybe you don't have the 2 best teams playing in the semis, although I think you do, but maybe you don't. So, but that's going to be the case. So it'll be BG Hanover Tuesday night at Concord in the girls hockey semifinal.
Megan Stack with a great
in
save.
In basketball, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how they're doing it in basketball.
Tom King doing a good job of keeping track of a very complicated playoff picture. This is unique to this season. There's a shot from the corner.
Oh, that looked good, didn't it?
Oh, it did all the way until it hit the rim and went long. And look at Kaylee McDonald hustling back. Gets fouled in the backcourt by Olivia Masrol.
That's not a good foul by Masrol. You gave up the turnover and then you fouled.
That's at least 2 on Olivia, if not 3, and that's not good. That's a frustration foul, you know, Tom, as you've seen so many times.
Oh, yeah, yep.
You lose a ball you feel is rightfully yours.
You stole it from me, I can steal it from you.
And then you do something that goes a foul, and you have your opponent at the line. Kaylee McDonald hits the first of a 1-and-1. Coach Crick coaching up in the foreground here with Molly Smith in the game for the Cardinals, who lead this one right now by 21.
Who would have thought that? I mean, it
was a 3-point game at the first quarter.
You would have thought that, but the way the first quarter went, you said, well, it might take a while before that happens.
Right. Olivia Masrol puts the brakes on. A semi-hook is gonna, no, it won't go. Megan Stack with the big rebound. Pushing the pace, Guertin. Murray, the scoop shot. Victoria Conrad back in there with the rebound, and Grace Carden on the wing. To her left. Exploiting the seam off the glass, no good. And saving it, Kaylee McDonald. Down the court, into the corner, the cutter Stack off the glass and in. And that brings the bench to their feet. Olivia Murray with the great feed.
Because I'll tell you, the one thing that Stack does well, she moves well without the ball.
She really does. Yep. It must have been something that she learned young, because she does it routinely. And her teammates know to look for her, as Olivia Murray did there. And with her size and speed, it's no contest. In taking a shoulder, they're going to call travel or foul.
No, they're going to call foul, shoulder foul. But once you give up the dribble like that, you're in trouble, because BG will double team you, and that's what happened right there in front of us.
You're trapped like a rat.
Oh, you really are. You know.
Kaylee McDonald is at the line for Guertin. She's had a terrific first half, along with a lot of players.
Here's the thing. In 2 tournament games now, they will approach at least, or they will, if they score, you know, the rest of this quarter, they'll have 40 or more points in the first half of both games, and that's what they want.
That's a confident free throw shooter right there, Kaylee McDonald.
Yeah, and
nails a couple.
You don't often see those at this level. She's a good one.
Motita Rana takes the ball up court, dribbles it away, and BG's got it back. Yeah. Kaylee McDonald's going to beat everybody to the hoop.
And there you go, 41 points.
With a half minute to go, a commanding 41-14 lead. Olivia Masrol's shot doesn't fall. Down into the corner it goes. Up top, Megan Stack with Victoria Conrad.
Yeah, they may hold for the last shot
locked down
here.
On her.
18 seconds left, they'll probably hold.
It makes sense. A pair of 4s and 1s up there for each team. Unfortunately for North, it's only 14 points. And now a driving hoop for Brooke Paquette with 3 seconds left. Very nicely done by Brooke. Another one of these many sophomores that look like seniors. 43-14 is the scored half.
So the difference from the other night, the blitzkrieg came in the second quarter instead of the first quarter.
There you go.
15-12 first quarter. Second quarter, Nashua North held to 2 points, and Bishop Guertin just puts up nearly 30. They score 28 to take a 43-14 halftime lead.
So, Tom, as we watch the Bedford-Concord game, we know who the opponent is going to be on Thursday, and it's not going to be Exeter. It is going to be Portsmouth. They defeated Exeter 59-56 in what must have been a scintillating close game.
So that'll be Bedford's opponent.
Correct.
Opponent.
Bedford's opponent waiting will be Portsmouth in the D1 semifinal. John Collins along with Tom King, Nashua TV. We'll have the second half of this playoff game. Bishop Guertin hosting North after this break.
COVID-19 has changed how we hang with our girls. Now it's time to take the first step that lets us get back to girls tripping instead of solo sipping. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts. As COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may have questions.
Should I get it? Is it safe?
Should I wait?
It's smart to question. Now get the facts at getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
Welcome back, everybody, to Bishop Guertin High School in Nashua, New Hampshire. We are at halftime of this quarterfinal playoff game. The BG girls hosting Nashua High North. It is a 43-14 advantage for BG at halftime.
And if you went away for 15, 20 minutes and came back, you're saying, wait a minute, it was 15-12. What happened?
Yeah.
Wow, that's how fast, you know? I mean, I gotta do the math. 28. Yeah, let's see. 28-2, second quarter.
Wow, you're right. That's sort of like what happened against South, almost
no, it was
even
worse.
worse.
It was worse.
It is worse. South had like a 16-2 first quarter against them.
It was 15-2 after the first quarter.
And so this is 22-2.
And then eventually, I think it got to like 26-2, I think.
Titans inbound to begin the second half. Fresh 8 minutes up on the clock.
And I think the difference was, John, well, there's, again,
it's
another
a throwaway. Megan Stack with the lay-in, no good. Rebound, Olivia Mazarol. Oh,
nice
good play.
Mazarol with the instinct, knowing that McDonald was behind her, just flipped it off her body without even looking.
Good no-look play there, and wins possession for her team. Caitlin Lorendi trying to find a teammate to pass to directly this time, and she still can't, as it's McDonald with the steal. Murray throws it up, no call. Lorendi changes direction. Lillian Brooks trying to find a seam. Good pass underneath. Victoria Conrad for two.
See, that's what got them in the game the last time.
Oh, that was right past the ear of Victoria Conrad. Yeah. She didn't know it was coming. No. And Caitlin Wheeler lays it in.
Right.
Bishop Guertin with the over-the-shoulder pass.
You're in such a rush to run down the floor that you lose some court awareness sometimes.
Where the ball is. Victoria Conrad with a couple of easy baskets there. North wants to keep going there. No question.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
They swing it around. Megan Stack with Victoria Conrad on her. Off the glass and in. Nice play. Megan Stack baseline basket.
Yeah, Stack wins that battle because she's quicker.
Grace Carden to her right. Runs into the defense of Brooke Paquette. Hook shot by Olivia Mazarol. Kind of a hook and a twisting jump shot combination. Out of bounds off of the Cardinals. They're trying to keep the ball out of Victoria Conrad's hands underneath. Grace Carden driving, throws up kind of a wild shot, nearly got it to go, but Megan Stack rebound.
And Stack, instead of running it up the floor, decides to pull it up and let Paquette take over.
Paquette running point on the offense. A step back, Megan Stack trying to hit from behind the free throw line, misses. Caitlin Lorendi with it. Runs into a triple team. Grace Carden for three.
Well, those fell in the first quarter.
Looked like Olivia Murray got a little bit of a fingertip on that, maybe deflected it.
I heard that from here.
That was a football collision, Tom.
It sure was. And you know
or rugby, maybe, with
you
no
know
pads.
What? Stack didn't even flinch.
No.
And Conrad looked like, she didn't want to hurt her and said, almost like, are you all right? Wow. Murray from three.
Beautiful shot from Olivia Murray, and it's 50 points now, the 50-point plateau for Bishop Guertin here in the early third quarter. That is impressive. Underneath, forced out of bounds.
Playing against Conrad is good practice for BG, because they are going to have a tough battle with the inside game of Bedford if it matches up that way.
Victoria hitting a lot of her shots underneath in this game.
Yeah, Bedford players aren't as tall as her, but they're good inside. They're 6-footers.
50-20, round numbers here in the third quarter of action at Bishop Guertin. On a Sunday in March, the first Sunday in March, there's a foul underneath.
Yes, it's the first Sunday in March, and next Sunday will be the first night of daylight savings.
Spring forward?
Yeah, spring forward when you go to bed Saturday night. Turn those clocks.
More sunlight?
Does anybody have clocks to turn yet? I have a couple.
No.
I have a couple.
That's a valid question.
I have a couple.
From the free throw line, Olivia Murray looking as good as she did on the three-pointer from the wing. Hits them both.
And it's going to get you in the spring mood before then, because it's going to be warmer the middle of this week.
Take it.
Yeah.
Grace Carden looked like she might have shuffled her step there, and it's going to be an over back anyway against the Titans. So Bishop Guertin basketball with 5:03 remaining third quarter. A 32-point advantage for the Cardinals with possession and the big lead. Brooke Paquette near midcourt.
Almost a pick and roll, almost.
Brooke Paquette, beautiful shot.
You play good defense. You take away the inside game. You have a player out covering her, and she still hits that shot.
That was right toward us here where we have our advantage, and there was just a perfect shot. Grace Carden, the runner, not close. Batted around. Olivia Mazerol will snatch the loose ball, and Brooke Paquette will take it away from her.
And Conrad couldn't avoid the foul because Paquette had to dribble underneath her, and there wasn't much room to do that. So Conrad's going to get called with that foul.
Bridge clearance. Just barely. Hard contact around the rim and out. As Caitlin Lorendi drove with Brooke Paquette, shoulder to shoulder with her. Caitlin Lorendi playing hard in this game. It's not unnoticed, Caitlin, that she is just all in. It's barely getting enough oxygen through that mask.
Yeah, all in, and this will be her last game.
Yep. And in the corner, the catch and shoot, Olivia Murray is just lighting it up.
Well, that's the one thing that this team is doing. They're shooting from the outside.
And
they're
well.
doing it well. The outside game for Bishop Guertin is working in this one.
Hence 38 points in the lead. Lillian Brooks from the corner. Back rims it, try to get the rebound, but the heads-up play by Caitlin Wheeler. She gets fouled by
Brooks.
Lillian over the top. 3 new players into the game for the Titans.
Because here's the thing. You've got to have depth to play Guertin. You know why? Because the pressure that they put on you, they make you run the floor. It tires you out.
They make you work for everything.
Everything, and of course, as you said, with the mask, it makes you doubly tired.
Yep, even in inbounds.
Right. Oh, nice idea.
Cutting, what heads-up play by Maisie Barker.
Oh, she came out of nowhere to make that play.
The speed and the recognition. Another player that would start for just about any other team. She's on the bench to begin this, and that kind of a play, that's when you say.
Yeah, I saw a Prospect Mountain team that could have used her today.
Yep.
They had trouble taking care of the basketball.
Right. Inside, the cutter, off the glass and in. That's Molly Smith, a freshman at 5'8". What a promising player she is. Samantha Canto inside. Livia Mazerol's shot rolls off the rim to the left as she tries to get it back. Beating the double team was Kelly McDonald. Stop, pop. No good for Molly Smith. Rebound by Guertin's Maddie Bowen. Keeps it alive. The shot by Barker is good. Maisie Barker.
What do you do? What do you do?
Quick points. What do you do when the bench players are that good? You are in trouble.
You call timeout to try to settle your team down a little bit. They are just hitting it from the outside. I have to see how many threes they've hit, but they've got a lot. This is the best outside shooting.
Maisie Barker is a name you're going to be hearing more about in the next couple of years.
Well, you're going to hear all these names.
All these girls.
I mean, but this is the best. You and I have done this team for a long time now, during the Brad Creek era, right?
Yeah.
This is the best outside shooting I've seen them do, isn't it? To you, I mean, it strikes me as that.
They're shooting like 60, 70%.
Yeah, exactly. They've got to have at least 8 threes in this game. Pretty sure.
I make a habit of watching warm-up shooting just for fun, and I've never seen a warm-up drill where people hit more outside shots than BG is doing right now. I mean, the accuracy's been deadly, probably jinxing them for their next game, but because I know even in the best three-point shooting teams, they have an off game here and there, but obviously there is a ton of practice going into the long game for these Bishop Guertin girls. They are spending a lot of time in the gym practicing their threes. And it's shown up on the scoreboard in a big, big way here in this Sunday quarterfinal. They are up by 45, 65-20 in a game that the Titans have not at all mailed in. They are trying their best, and they're just being overwhelmed. Natalie Burgess driving. Beautiful play, Natalie Burgess.
Great play by Burgess. See, that's the no fear that North showed in that first quarter.
Absolutely, yeah, the determination.
Right.
The talent has risen
so once
for
you
Bishop
see the
Guertin.
scoreboard change, that kind of disappears a little bit. And I'm sure that's what Kirk Tilly told him in the timeout. Play with no fear, just go at it.
Maisie Barker, up top it goes. They swing it around to Molly Smith. Thought about hitting the cutter Brooke Paquette. Smith takes it up top. Hannah Lynch, number 12. Brooke Paquette, Hannah Lynch swings it to Maisie Barker, looking for an opening. She's quick. I don't know if she wants to drive one of these times.
1:56 left. This is by design, I think.
Maisie Barker on the wing, behind the back, nicely done. Has it stripped though by Natalie Burgess. Good hands.
You know, sometimes when you get a team that is used to running the basketball as much as Guertin is, and you ask them to, okay, let's stall, let's slow it down a little bit, sometimes it's tough to do. But you know what? They're going to have to learn how to do it, because as the tournament goes, you know, in the semis and the finals, they're going to need to control the clock and do those things, because the idea is not how you win, it's just win.
Up top, the swing it near side. Hannah Lynch being guarded by Samantha Canto. Maisie Barker being marked by Matita Rana. Barker ran into a double team.
Good defense by North.
Molly Smith double teamed.
Yeah, this is great defense by Nashua North.
Maddie Bowen, no easy openings for
nothing. Yep.
Nazarol. Driving, Bowen kicks it. There's an open look, and they hit it, of course. Molly Smith for three.
Of course, another three-pointer. What else, right? You play, and that's got to be so demoralizing. You play all that tough defense, and
would it kill you to miss once in a while, BG? That's what North is saying.
Right, one player gets open, and boom,
three more.
And then on the other side, you can't do anything, and you get called with a 5-second rule.
So to add insult to injury, turnover by the Titans, and the Cardinals have a chance to hit the 70-point plateau on this possession, but they lose the handle out of bounds off of Brooke Paquette. 42 seconds remains in the third quarter. And in case you missed it, we watched a feed from the Londonderry-Wyndham game. The winner of that to play the winner of this, and it's Londonderry waiting in the wings for Thursday night's game against what will most definitely be the Cardinals. I don't think it's any secret if you're watching this one. 68-22, but the Titans continue to play hard, and fouled as she goes to the paint was Samantha Canto.
It's just it. Go right at him, you know.
It'll be enjoyable to see Victoria Conrad come out and play her final quarter at some point. Taking a rest right now as the third quarter winds down.
Her time will be the spring when she does the shot put.
Right. I understand she's very good at it. And there's Free throws made by Samantha Canto, so it's a 68-23 advantage for the Cardinals with the ball with 15 seconds to go in
And
the
all
quarter.
those track athletes are chomping at the bit because they didn't have a winter season.
Oh, yeah. Maisie Barker, 3 seconds. The ball is blocked. Burgess, Natalie Burgess with good defense to end the third quarter. There have been highlights for North, but it doesn't appear on the scoreboard so much. As we take a minute break between quarters, it is a 68-23 advantage for Bishop Guertin after 3 periods of play. Hockey underway at the same time as the basketball, of course, and Tom has been busy covering the hockey as well. I think I saw you said that Merrimack advances in the hockey tournament.
Yep. Merrimack, Hollis Brookline Dairyfield, and Bishop Guertin. And the BG girls. So we have 4 hockey teams left playing. And after today, we'll have at least 3 basketball teams, and depending on what happens in Pelham against Hollis Brookline. So yeah, 2 girls teams at least, and 1 boys team, and then we'll see what happens in terms of the general area. So you know, it's process of elimination, but there hasn't been a whole lot of eliminating.
In the other bracket, the Bedford Bulldogs girls basketball team leading Concord 44-27 late in the third quarter. The winner of that to play Portsmouth, which knocked off the girls from Exeter in a very close one, 59-56 earlier this afternoon on this Sunday, March 7 of 2021. Good steal by Bishop Guertin's Hannah Lynch. She got a hand on the ball, took it away. Victoria Conrad slaps it away from the ball carrier Kendra Patel, but Kendra able to recover it. Jump ball possession arrow favors the Cardinals. Maddie Bowen changes direction. Grace Carden stays with her. Victoria Conrad bodies up on the face of Charlotte Sullivan and a whistle. Travel against, yeah.
It's like running into a brick wall.
Yeah.
Conrad is as solid as it gets, you know. I mean, she's an athlete.
We've seen a few players run into Victoria Conrad in this game. Knocked out of bounds by Maddie Bowen. It remains Titans basketball.
And live to tell about it.
And live to tell about it. It looks like it's running time, Tom. I'm looking at the clock ticking.
I believe it is, because it's a 40-point thing. I think it's 40 points, yep.
I just noticed that.
Yes.
So we've already played a full minute and a half, or just about, even with the whistles. Here come the Cardinals. Charlotte Sullivan for the Cardinals, who just ran into the midsection of Victoria Conrad right there. Charlotte open for a second. Slings it to Molly Smith. Molly Smith being guarded by Lillian Brooks. Molly Smith trips, and what do we have?
Foul on Brooks.
Gonna call a foul on Lillian Brooks. No, offensive foul.
Oh, that's an interesting call.
Yep. It was more of a trip into the opponent. I thought maybe you call a travel on that instead of a foul, but certainly unintentional. And here's Grace Carden to her right. Throws it up to Victoria Conrad. Very nice pass by Grace Carden. That's exactly what you want to do. Instead of throwing hard line drives, which can deflect out of bounds.
Yeah, just float it.
Just float it to where only Victoria can get it.
Right, because you're not going to see BG starters come back in this game. So you're not going to see Stack in there to try to knock it away.
Yeah, who has the capability at 6 feet tall to compete with the tallest players. And Victoria Conrad makes her free throw. Kurt Dutilly, the head coach of Nashua North. Brad Crick, of course, the head coach of Bishop Guertin. Victoria Conrad with the catch and shoot, misses to the right, and Charlotte Sullivan will let it bounce out of bounds. Cardinals bringing it down court in the person of Maddie Bowen. Maddie to Kendra Patel. Olivia Masrow playing tight defense.
Oh, look at that. Patel almost had to maneuver all the way out near half court. Going in the wrong direction.
Reach in foul on Olivia. It's got to be number 3 on her. Olivia is a junior. She'll be back next season.
Daughter of Nashua South coach Nate Mazerow.
Who is here. I walked in with him after I got the program. He's in the far stands right near where the ball is. Maddie Bowen changing direction 3 or 4 times. Kendra Patel. Charlotte Sullivan holds it. Looking for an open teammate. That's going to be Molly Smith. BG not anxious to take a shot here.
Looking for the pretty play, the cutter. And a timeout for Brad Creek. When you see a team hesitate like that?
Dante Lorendi's over there, yep. And Lisa, of course.
Yep. Well, Dante's the National North Athletics coordinator, so he would be here.
A lot of people.
Nate had to use his parent ticket.
Yeah, Caitlin Lorendi's dad. Athletic family. Many athletic families here.
Son plays boys basketball at North.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, he's in about the 5th row in that section over there. Inbound play for Bishop Guertin. Maddie Bowen is going to hand it off. Caitlin Lorendi got a hand on that, and it ended up deflecting off of Bishop Guertin. Nice round of applause from Maddie Bowen, the junior forward for Bishop Guertin. She comes off. On the side, Samantha Canto had a chance to shoot a 3. Olivia Masrow with hard contact. A thigh block is called. Thigh pads wouldn't be so bad to have in this game, and shoulder pads and chest protector, and there's been some hard hits.
Body armor if you run into Conrad.
Yeah.
If you run into Conrad, you need you know what you need? You need an airbag. Oh, and the ball gets stuck.
Caitlin Lorendi shot that right for her dad.
You run into Conrad, you need an airbag.
Yeah.
Collision airbag.
You don't see that happen too often. The ball gets stuck between the glass and the rim. That would be really impressive if Larry Bird could have done that. I mean, sure, win 5 3-point contests or whatever, but if you could call that one, probably could.
John, it was a year ago tonight that Bishop Guertin played his final game of the season against Concord. It was a quarterfinal win, and then they were all preparing for a semifinal game with Bedford.
Pandemic shutdown.
Exactly.
So it's been a year.
Well, it'll be a year officially Wednesday night. It'll be a year officially Thursday night, March 11th. That's the night that what was the Utah Jazz player tested positive.
Yeah.
And then the NBA shut down. The NHL followed.
Yeah,
College basketball followed after that. And
Yep.
the NHIAA kept putting off the semifinals.
And in case you missed the open of the broadcast,
and then shut it down.
where I said this year would be different because we would have the final, Tom slapped down my optimism.
Are you kidding me?
He slapped it down. He said,
I had to swat your shot 5 rows
and
into
you know
the
what?
bleachers.
I see your point. I do see your point.
You
I'm just
can't.
being too optimistic,
Yeah,
huh?
you
They're
can't.
actually going to play the final? No, Tom said.
Right.
Where have you been?
Yeah.
They could shut it down one positive test and it's not
Not
happening.
even a positive test, John, an exposure.
Exposure.
All it takes is an exposure. You get a contact, somebody on the girls' team gets told she's been exposed, and the entire girls' team may have to shut down.
The catch and shoot. Megan Stack from the side doesn't. Hannah Lynch on the shot, rather. Starters not in there for the Cardinals. Hannah Lynch is a 5'11" freshman, by the way, with the ball right now. So many talented young players on this Guertin team. Kendra Patel with it. Oh no, that's Hadara Oching, number 3. Hadara Oching in the game for Guertin. And that was some heavy contact. She ran into Samantha Canto, got up off the floor a little bit slow. Hope she's okay. Caitlin Lorendi changing direction. Hannah Lynch marking her. The Lillian Brooks shot no good. And good work underneath by Hadara Oching, also a freshman and 6 feet tall forward. Foul call as Hadara tried to move through the paint. Substitutions now for the Titans as 5 new players come in, and a hug. Grace Carden greets Lillian Brooks, the senior, as she leaves the court. Victoria Conrad leaves the court as a senior for the last time with 1:27 to go. Caitlin Lorendi emotional as she comes off.
Great job by Kirky Tilley to get his seniors all out at once so they can receive the applause of the crowd. That's
and
perfect.
Samantha Canto as well receiving hugs from her teammates.
I mean, this was a big deal for them. You know, they played they got to play their season, and they got to win a tournament game.
And I'm seeing a very emotional Caitlin Lorendi. She didn't come here to lose tonight, folks.
No, and this is she plays multiple sports, so I think this might be it. I don't know if she plays a spring sport. So she's a soccer player and a basketball player.
Yeah, good soccer player. We look forward to that. Here's almost a steal by Hadara Oching. Natalie Burgess changes directions, but she runs into Charlotte Sullivan. And the whistle, the blocking foul called against Charlotte Sullivan, who did seem to have position established, but we are under a minute of running time. This quarter has flown by, of course.
Sure has.
Stop, pop, baseline, no good, and Bishop Guertin with possession. Hannah Lynch changes directions. Almost the catch and shoot by Erin Morris. Bishop Guertin Jr. forward. Erin Morris, there's a scoop shot. Hadara Oching had it stripped away, out of bounds.
Great idea, though.
Yeah.
She's got some length. She needs to use it.
I'm sure she will.
Stretch it out for the layup.
As a freshman at 6 feet tall.
This could be the final possession of the game with 18 seconds left in a running time situation.
Grace Carden with a wild-looking shot that almost went in.
This will be the final possession. And that'll be it.
Yeah, that will be it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let it tick down. So the ball will be in the hands of Hannah Lynch. Good job, Tom King.
All right, John Collins, we will see you down the road, I take it.
That's right. Good luck the rest of the way.
Are you on another junket?
No, I'm on family vacay this time. I'll miss you guys.
Doesn't matter, it's still a junket.
It is a junket. So the final score, 70 to 25, as Bishop Guertin continues their dominance of New Hampshire high school girls basketball. They will advance to play Londonderry in the semi-final round. For Tom King, our cameraman Tim O'Neill, and my executive producer Pete Johnson alongside, I'm John Collins, thanking you for watching and saying good night from Bishop Guertin High School in Nashua, everybody.